Rocky and Deane. I'm in a rambling about a new range of our Alpacka Packrafts. G'day guys, it's Rocky here from Further Faster, and it's that time of week where we do Beer O'Clock Review, where we talk about beer and we talk about gear. And today we've got a new range of Packrafts, and this here is my friend Deane, and he is an ambassador for Alpacka Rafts, this new range we've got in. But first of all, we'll talk about the beer. We couldn't get an American beer, so Kirsty's picked a really good English one. This is Old Peculiar. This is a classic dark ale. I've drunk a lot of this in my time, obviously, because I'm from the north of England. And what do you think, Burrow?
Very porty, the smell.
Yeah, I guess so. It is a strong, it's perfect for this time of year as well.
It smells like a cold weather beer.
Yeah, it is cold weather beer. It's not super strong, actually. It's only going at like a 5.6, so it's not too daft. There's a lot of stronger IPAs out there, which give this a, for an English beer, 5.6 by the way, is quite strong. Doesn't go much over that. They don't play with the really heavy IPAs across there, because these are more ale driven, to be quite honest. Really nice. Anyhow, Old Peculiar Theakston's, absolute classic. I might just put it down there because we've got a bit to talk about here. Right, so I normally do all the gattering, but tonight Deane here is going to do more of the gattering because Deane knows these rafts back to front. And we've obviously been selling Packrafts for like 10 years now, but this is a new brand for us, which is really good because it's arguably probably the world's leading Packraft brand. What do you reckon?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
And the first and most innovative brand as well.
There you go. We've got a reasonable range. I'm going to let Deane run us through it from that way onwards and just tell us features you'd expect in most Alpacka rafts.
Absolutely. And the range you've got is awesome because you've got such a good range from beginner all the way through to advanced for pack rafting. The Caribou, obviously it's your boat where you start off. You've got 3 configurations in that. This is the most basic one if you wanted to get started. Then you've got the version with the T-zip,
yep, so
that you can store your gear inside. And then I think you've also got the one that's
self-inflating,
self-bailing one.
Self-bailing,
so it's got holes in the sides with the floor so that your water just drains straight out. So yeah, if you want to go in the bush, it's really lightweight. You can easily put it in the bottom of your pack. If you want to go multi-day, you've got the T-zip version, so you can go for longer trips. And yeah, probably at the lower end of the price point as well. And for fishermen, it's got a big long bow. If you wanted to put a bike on the front or maybe a small dog, it's
lashed to the front.
You can lash your dog if you want to, Rocky. You got a range of life jackets over there. Put your puppy in there.
That is true. Yeah, for sure. And what denier is this fabric? Now, all the details will be on our website, prices, weights, and everything. Because I can't remember the entire denier of all the different ones here.
Yeah.
That's quite a lightweight one, isn't it?
So this is a 210 denier,
right,
which is their lighter weight, but still very strong, which is basically their standard weight. And then they've got a 420 denier, and that's their heavier duty.
Super heavy, yeah.
So, not so much heavy, but more durable.
Slower rivers.
Yep. Easy white water.
Easy white water, not getting too daft.
Yep.
Like my first Packraft kind of thing going on.
Yep, that's what you're looking at with the Caribou.
Yeah, the Caribou. Right, chalk and cheese.
This is the Forager. Now this is, basically it's kind of set up that you can canoe or kayak, so single paddle or double paddle.
Yeah.
Double paddlers. So it is set up for for doubles.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to go for a little more extended trip like the Clarence or something like that, you can carry a heap of gear, a child on the front, a dog, a bigger dog in the front. Maybe not lash it down like you're suggesting, Rocky. It's got the zip so you can internally store gear. Yeah, so that's the biggest boat in the range.
We've got this in mind with hunters as well.
Hunters, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So you can bring meat out and things like that. And again, this is quite a thick material as well, isn't it?
It's very durable, yeah.
Yeah, super durable raft.
And is this the self-bailing one? No, it's the... Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a self-bailer.
Self-bailer,
yeah. So that's the Forager.
The Forager. And then we go through to the more of the white water line you've got here. The first boat is the Gnarwhal, which was one of their...
Original
design. Well, not so much the originals, but one of their more... earlier white water design.
Yeah. Well, what they're known for.
Oh, the
in some
Gnarwhal
ways.
was pretty much the most well-known boat in the range.
Yeah.
Now, since the Mage came along, Alpacka has designated the Gnarwhal as like their class 2, 3, so beginner whitewater. The Gnarwhal's self-bailing. It's got a full-length floor, footrest, 3-point thigh braces, so you can get yourself real. Oh, and the backrest, of course, so you can get really nice and snug in there.
Yeah.
You can really manoeuvre the boat, just like you can a kayak. Great place to move from getting out on starting on pack rafting to kind of more of an intermediate whitewater. So you're looking at more like
more
grade
aggressive.
3. Yep.
Again, now there's 2 deniers in this as well, aren't there?
Yeah, so you've got the two different versions.
We have the lighter and the stronger fabric.
Yeah. Now, what I'd suggest with the heavier duty one is more for people that want to not so much carry expedition style.
Yeah.
It is I think it's about 1 kilogram heavier, but it's not. It still folds down really nice and small. I've got a 420 boat that I still carry. But it's definitely going to be a lot harder wearing.
I think our thinking is that some people might bypass that and go, this is their first pack raft.
Yep.
So this will be a bit more forgiving if they're smacking it around a bit.
Absolutely.
In the heavier weight
fabric. And in the 420, it'll last you a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the reason we've gone for that for sure.
And then the latest and greatest from Alpacka is the Mage. And the Mage is not a flat bottom pack raft. It's got a secondary stability made from a full-length floor, which gives the floor not quite fully inflated here, but you get some shape in the floor, which gives you second stability. It's also got the Venturi self-bailing with these holes and the flaps, so that when the much faster, so the water comes across and doesn't go into the boat when you're going forwards. And a lot more rocker and 4-point thigh braces. And the Alpacka recommend the Mage for class 3 and 4 whitewater.
Yeah, this shouldn't really be your first boat, should it?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Right, okay, cool. Because you will be some people always want to buy the best, straight away, but possibly not the best place to go. Go there maybe, or
if you're starting out and you don't know if you're going to go on a journey into whitewater, then start with the Caribou.
Yeah.
If you know that whitewater is your pathway, then I'd go with your Gnarwhal.
Or if you're already a whitewater paddler.
If you're already a whitewater paddler, then you want it, you've got some whitewater skills, the Mage will be the boat for you.
Right, okay. Can we just talk about paddle length as well? Normally, historically, we've always sold 210 as a size for pack rafting, but with these more white water boats, would you be recommending going down to 205s or even possibly a 200, or would you stay with a slightly longer?
I would recommend only slightly longer than what you would for a whitewater boat. So if you would paddle a 200 or a 197 in a whitewater boat, I'd be looking at 200 to 205.
Right.
So just slightly longer than a whitewater boat because of the width of the boat, is a bit wider than your typical whitewater kayak.
We'll be doing another video very soon about all Aquabound's full range of paddles, actually, because we've got some stock coming in very soon. Anyhow, that it was, it wasn't really brief, to be honest. I think that was fairly good, actually. Overview of Alpacka Rafts. So if you want to know more about them, they're on our website. We don't have demos yet. We will be getting demos later in the year. But come in, have a yarn with some of the staff members, and we'll see you around. Cheers, guys. Thank you.